In this video, I'm going to review SugarSync and how we can use this program to sync files between our laptop and our iPad and even our mobile phones. Now, this is the default install of SugarSync. I also have the same account set up and installed on my iPad and on my mobile phone. So the default install is set up to sync all these folders on my computer. And what I've suggested to most of you during our training session is that you remove this folder structure and set up your own folder to sync with SugarSync. And the way you do that is simply come up here to Manage Sync Folders, click on that button, and here is my computer and the list of these folders. So simply tap on each one and hit the X to take it out of SugarSync. Okay. And one more. Okay, and then I hit OK. So what SugarSync is doing now is removing these from the application. It is not deleting these files. It's just removing it from SugarSync. And now what I'm going to do is create a new folder on my computer. Okay, here's my desktop. I created a new folder. I simply called it SugarSync. If you work from the office, what you want to do is simply put copies of the files you want to access on your iPad into this folder. For the field reps, you want to do the same thing, but you also want to take a look at all your files that you have on your laptop and move the ones into here that you need to have backed up. In other words, if something was to happen to your laptop, could you recover that particular file? If the answer is no, then you want to put it in this SugarSync folder so it's being backed up, and even if something was to happen to your laptop, you would still not lose that file or that folder. So inside this folder, I've just placed some other folders and some other files. I'm doing this video at home, so these are from my home computer. But I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes so you can see how it works with SugarSync. So now that we have this all set up and I have files and all my folders in here that I want to access from the iPad, we'll go back to SugarSync. SugarSync folder I created to sync. I simply go back up to Manage Sync Folders, and I can hit Add Folders to SugarSync. And since I put that folder on my desktop, there it is. I'm going to check that and hit OK. Now everything I have inside the SugarSync folder is being uploaded to SugarSync, and then I'll be able to access them from my iPad. Okay, now let's move over to our iPad and take a look at SugarSync on the iPad. So I'm going to open up the app. The way I would upload pictures from my iPad to SugarSync is tapping on the camera roll and then tapping on the photos I want to upload. So let's just do one for an example, and then if I want to do 2 or 3, I'll do that. Just tap on those and then come over here to the right and hit the upload button. Now SugarSync is uploading this file and I'll be able to access it from my PC. Now keep in mind that when you upload photos, you're using up a lot of bandwidth. So do this when you're connected to Wi-Fi, especially if you have quite a few pictures. If you use your cellular data to do this, you're going to end up using your a lot of your allotment for the month. So keep that in mind and do that when you're connected to Wi-Fi. Now let's take a look at the Looter PC. I'm going to tap that. Here's that SugarSync folder I set up on my desktop. I tap that, and here's all the folders inside there. And let's just take a look at inside here is all the other folders and files. And I can open any one of these I want and access it here on the iPad. Now SugarSync, just like Dropbox, is a cloud service, so I have to be online in order to access these files and folders. So if you need offline access to them, you simply have to go through them just like you did in Dropbox and mark them for offline access. And this is how you would do that. Come over here to the blue arrow and tap on this one. Let's just tap on that one and select Sync to iPad. Now what it's doing is downloading the file from SugarSync onto the iPad itself. I'm going to hit the back button. So again, on the files you want offline access to, come here, hit the blue button with the arrow, and select Sync to iPad. It's going to download the file to the iPad. I'm going to hit back. Now, if you're offline, the way you would access those files that I just marked for offline access is click on My iPad. And then here's those files I've marked for offline access. So I'll be able to open these and use these regardless of whether I have internet or not. Up here it says tap to check for updates. If on your PC, if I was to open one of these files and make changes to it and save it, those changes are not going to be here unless I tap here and check for updates. So keep that in mind. If you change any of your files, you want to resync it right here. This is my Android phone. I have SugarSync installed. So let's open up that app. And I'm sure the application is very similar on the iPhone. And here's my account. There's that Looter PC. So if I tap on that, you're going to see that SugarSync folder. And then if you tap on that, there's all those files and folders that I had uploaded earlier from my laptop. Now, what also up here in the photos, and if you go into See All here, it's going to be all the photos from the phone and from the iPad. Here's those two that I had uploaded earlier from the iPad. Okay, but the important thing with the mobile app of SugarSync is in the settings. So I'm going to hit my menu button on my phone in SugarSync and hit Settings. Now these right here for auto sync folders, photos, and videos. What that means is automatically sync these files and photos. So every time you take a picture, if you have this checked, it's going to automatically sync that picture with your SugarSync account. Same thing for videos. Well, that's kind of what I want, so I went ahead and checked those. But what you need to make sure that you have checked if you use these auto sync is Wi-Fi only. So if you have this checked, that means auto sync will only run when connected to a Wi-Fi network. If you do not have these checked and you have this set up to auto sync, it will upload your videos and your photos when you are on cellular data. And that's going to eat up your monthly allotment really quickly. So make sure that you go into settings on your mobile device and check this so that it's only using Wi-Fi to upload your photos and your videos. Okay, back on the iPad I wanted to show you one other thing that's kind of fun. If after you've set up everything on SugarSync and you've got it all set up to sync all your files and everything that you need, and you come down here and you look at storage and you have plenty of room left, you can set up your music to sync with SugarSync as well and then play your music on your iPad. And this is how you could set that up. I'll just click on Add Sync Folders button, navigate to my music. Here's my iTunes folder, and inside my iTunes, here's my iTunes music. And I'm just going to put a check mark there. Hit OK. Now it's going to start syncing all the music and uploading all those files to SugarSync, but I have plenty of storage room, so there's no problem with doing that. And then on the iPad, I can go into the Looter PC device, click on iTunes, and tap one of those files and play the music. Again, you only want to do this when your iPad is connected to Wi-Fi, so what you're basically doing is streaming the music. So here on my iPad, the way I can play that music, I simply go over here to Looter PC and tap on that. And there's my iTunes music folder. Tap on that. There's all the music. So if I'm connected to Wi-Fi, I can listen to all the music I've uploaded here. And you just tap on one and it'll start playing. And when it's done with this one, it'll go down and start playing the next one. So you can stream your music from your computer on your iPad, as long as you're connected to Wi-Fi, okay? And this basically concludes our tutorial on this video on SugarSync. If you have any questions or need any help getting all this set up, please feel free to give me a call. Thanks so much.